Hello, stamping friends. I'm Terry, or Terry Sue Hartley, at Rustic Barn Cards. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And if you like this video today, please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button down below. I'd appreciate it. So today, we're going to make a slimline card, and I'm going to be using mostly product that will be retiring very soon. So the stamp set I'm going to use is going to be retiring soon. And if you like this stamp set, you may want to go ahead and order it before it's gone. So I did check, and it is still available right now when I'm making this video. So I hope it still will be when you go to look for it. So let's turn the camera down and let's start stamping. For a slimline card, we're going to use Field of Flowers. And this is a stamp set that will be retiring soon. It does come in a bundle, the stamp set and a punch. But you can also buy them separately. And I'm just going to use the stamp set today for our slim card. And I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to use a sentiment from Happy Thoughts or Here's a Card. Both of these are going to retire. They're definitely something that you want to have in your card stash because they're great sentiments. So I would definitely look into purchasing these if you don't already have them. Because congratulations, I made you a card because you're worth it. You made my day. Thank you for being my friend. Happy birthday. Thanks. So a lot of great. May your heart find the peace it needs. So you can make lots of a variety of cards with Here's a Card. And then Happy Thoughts. I mean, who doesn't like to receive happy mail, right? So congratulations. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. Today is great because it's all about you, the great person you are, the great things you do. Thinking of you, happy birthday, the little things you do so well and so often make a big difference to so many people. So these are just great sentiments, great stamp sets to have on hand. Okay, so we are going to make, we're going to start with our card base, and we are using Misty Moonlight, and this is cut at 8.5 by 7, and I will have all of the descriptions, or the measurements rather, dimensions in the description down below the video. And so then you just go ahead and fold that in half. Or you can score it at 3.5, and then use your bone folder. So I'll set that aside. We are going to do a little stamping. So I'm going to bring in this little pad of grid paper. You can also cut a larger of your grid paper, but just to protect your work surface. And you can use this small grid as for this stamparatus, but I sometimes use it when I stamp. And then I'm going to bring in our basic, Daffodil Delight to stamp on. And it is 2.5 by 7 3/4. And I'll have a couple layers behind it, but I want to go ahead and do our stamping. So we are going to, our three colors is Misty Moonlight today, Night of Navy, and Daffodil Delight. So I have already put the stamp on our block. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight first. And I am going to bring the Stampin' Pierce mat in. And I'll have the order number for that in the description because it's not in the catalog, but you can still order it. So I'm going to stamp off. Let me try that again. I don't think there we go. And then stamp on. And the reason I'm using the Stampin' Pierce mat is because we are using photopolymer stamps, and you need a little bit of a cushion because it's not the red rubber. Now, if you do not have a Stampin' Seal mat. You could use a magazine. So I'm going to have two other images from the stamp set that I'm going to add. So I'm just going to kind of randomly put these, and I can always add more later. And maybe down there. I'm going to bring in Daffodil Delight, and I have ink. I put the small single flower from the Field of Flower stamp set on the block, and we're going to try it, stamp it off, but I may want to, since it's Daffodil Delight on Daffodil Delight, I will not stamp off. That's what I was checking to see. So we'll do the full string so you can see it. So since I'm using Daffodil Delight ink on Daffodil Delight cardstock, I will not stamp off. Whoop. And as I said that, then I did that, didn't I? So I'm just going to randomly add flowers. And I added a few more that I didn't think you needed to watch me do that, but just continue. And it's just random, however you think. Now we're going to bring in this little dragonfly and the Knight of Navy. And I will be stamping off because the Knight of Navy is a fairly dark color. So I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on. Stamp off. Stamp on. I may even do another one. And I'm getting a lot of ink around the dragonfly when I was stamping, and that's because I have the dragonfly on too large of a block. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on the smaller block. And I think that we will find that that will be better. And then I can turn this around so we have our dragonfly going a different direction. Let's do it up here. And this is what we have. I think we're going to come back with the flower and add a few more of the, use this stamp here and add some more Misty Moonlight. So I did that, and now I'm just going to add just a few more flowers to kind of fill in some spots. I think we're just about... I think that looks good. So each time you do this, it's going to look a little different because you are just kind of filling in as you go. All right, so let's lay that aside. And then I'm bringing in a basic white for the inside layer, and it's 3 by 8. So we're going to do a little stamping on it. So I'm bringing in the Misty Moonlight, and this time I'm not going to stamp off. So I'm just going to stamp at the bottom. Bring our Daffodil Delight and our little flower. And we'll just put him right there. And then we'll bring in our little dragonfly and use the Knight of Navy. Ink him up. And I think I will go ahead and stamp off. So this will be the inside of our card. Now I'm going to add this to the inside layer of our card base. And we could go ahead and stamp a sentiment on there, but I'm going to leave that blank, and I'll write my own message. But you could choose something from a stamp set that you have and stamp it inside the card too. So we're going to place this inside, and we'll line it up best we can, as straight as we can. Whoop. I look straight, but then there we go. Now this bottom needs to go over just a little bit, which is why I like the liquid glue, because I can get it a little bit straighter. We will stamp our sentiment, but I'm going to lay this aside right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring in a layer of Night of Navy, and this is 8 1/4 by 3 inches. And then a basic white layer, which is 8 inches by 2 3/4. And we're going to lay that right on top of here and adhere it. And then we will go ahead and add our Daffodil Delight. So we will add some glue, and then we'll place this on our Night and Navy layer, our basic white. And then we'll go ahead and adhere our Daffodil Delight layer. And set this right on top of the basic white. And let's make sure we have it lined up the best we can. All right, and then we're going to put the lid on this, turn it upside down, and bring in our ribbon. I'm going to use a Daffodil Delight ribbon, which is retiring. I really like this ribbon. It's really pretty. You can still order it in the annual catalog right now. So I'm going to wrap this around twice. And then we're going to tie a bow. Actually, I think I'm just going to wrap it around once. All right. There we go. I think I will do it twice. I can't decide. But I have a lot of this ribbon, even though I've used it a lot. So we'll wrap it around once, and then we'll tie the bow. Seem to be struggling, don't I? Okay, there we go. We're going to turn it around. So wrapped around once and then tie the bow. Then turn it back around, and then we're going to snip the ribbon. And and we will straighten up our bow. So we'll pull our ribbon, hang on to the center. There we go. Okay, and now we're ready to go ahead and adhere our layers onto our card base, and then we will add our sentiment. Now I could add some dimensionals on the Night of Navy, but I'm going to go ahead and add our multi-purpose glue. And we'll get this lined up. So we have our card base is a Misty Moonlight, then a layer of Night of Navy, Basic White, and Daffodil Delight. Now let's bring in some scrap Basic White to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to add just one to send some happy thoughts your way. And I'm going to go ahead and ink that up in our Memento Black. I like that. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. Let someone know that you're thinking about them. I'm actually going to turn it this way because I think I'm going to use a punch to punch out our sentiment. And that'll give me room to do that. I decided to go ahead and use the layering circle dies. But if you have like a 3-inch punch and a 2.5-inch punch, that would work too. So I did the 3-inch punch in Misty Moonlight, well, the circle die, and the 2.5 with Basic White. And then I am going to use Stampin' Seal, and we're just going to adhere. And then we're going to go ahead and pop this up with some dimensionals. So I've added 5 dimensionals. Bring in our card base, and we'll just place that right below the bow. And here's our bow. If you want to snip this a little bit, the ribbon, you can. And then let's add some embellishments. I'm going to add the gold enamel dots that also will be retiring soon. So if you do not have these, you may want to pick them up. I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to put... They come in 3 different sizes, large, medium, and small. And I'm going to take your pick tool and put the spatula so I can pick that up just a little bit easier. Maybe. Well... All right, and we are going to put one up here, and we'll put another one up here. And here we go. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. And you could add more embellishments if you wanted to, and then you can either stamp a sentiment inside a greeting, or you can stamp your envelope, and you have a quick and easy card to send through the mail or hand deliver to make someone happy. So today we use the Field of Flowers stamp set that will be retiring soon, and the Happy Thoughts stamp set for the greeting, and our gold enamel dots and all of these will be retiring soon. The layering circle dies will continue. They'll be carrying over, so that is good news. And of course the ribbon, also be the Daffodil Delight ribbon, will be retiring soon too. So these are some stamp sets if you do not have, you may want to pick up. Let me know if you like this card. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.